Hi friends, I am Derek Joseph Chaco of Is2ECA. I am here to take a presentation on the topic electric vehicles. First of all, what is an electric vehicle? Electric vehicle is a vehicle which uses electricity for the propulsion of the ordinary DC motor. The main advantages of it is using electric vehicles are the emission of the poisonous gases is a very less in the electric vehicles since we use electricity for the propulsion of a motor. Another important factor is that the cost for the fuel can be reduced to a rate and level as electricity is cheaper than the other fossil fuels. Next, we move on the content of the presentation. Firstly, the overview. History, types of electric vehicles, why there is a pull for electric vehicles, how does electric vehicle work, advantages of electric vehicles, arguments against electric vehicles, incentives to buy electric vehicles, future of electric vehicles, and finally the conclusion. Firstly, we move on the overview of the electric vehicle. An electric vehicle is powered by electricity for the propulsion of the motor, thereby reducing the emission of poisonous gases, thereby supporting our nature. In ordinary vehicles, CO2 is released, which adds to the greenhouse effect, which leads to the heating of the atmosphere. Greenhouse effect is when the atmosphere traps heat, which leads to the increase in the temperature of the surface. Next, we move on the history of electric vehicles. The first electric vehicle model was created by Anyos Jedic in Hungary 1828, the first electric car of the electrified version of wagon, preferred by the upper class man due to the fragrance and brittle appearances. Next, we move on the types of electric vehicles. There are mainly three types of electric vehicles. Firstly, the battery electric vehicle, that is a BEV. Secondly, the plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, that is the PHEV. Next, the hybrid electric vehicles, that is HEV. First, we move on the battery electric vehicle BEE. The battery electric vehicles, also called BEV, are the fully electrified vehicles with rechargeable batteries and no gasoline engine. The battery electric vehicle stores electricity on board with high capacity batteries. The battery power is used to run the electric motor and on-board electronics. The electric vehicle charges are classified according to the speed which they are recharged and EV battery. Next, we move on the plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. The plug-in electric vehicles or the PHEVs. The plug-in electric vehicles or the PHEVs can recharge the battery both through the regenerative braking and the plug-in to the external source of electrical power. While we braking, an energy is developed in the electric brakes. This energy is stored in the battery, thereby conserving the energy and increasing our fuel efficiencies. While the standard hybrids can go about 1-2 miles before the gasoline engines turn on, PHEV models can go anywhere from 10 to 40 miles before the gas engines provide assistance. Next, we move on the hybrid electric vehicles or the HEVs. The HEVs are powered by both gasoline and electricity. The electric energy is generated by the car's braking to recharge the battery. HEVs start off using the electric motor, then the gasoline engine cuts as the load rises. The two motors are controlled internally by a computer, which ensures the best economy for driving conditions. Next, we move on why there is a push for electric vehicles. Currently, the world's cars and trucks add up to the 25% of the world carbon dioxide emission, which adds up to the greenhouse house effect, which adds up to the increase in the heat of the world. So the government have been pressurized to reduce this pollution level So the governments are supporting the supporting the citizens to for buying electric vehicles. With the increase in the petrol and gases, there have been the citizens are being pushed to move on to the very less electric vehicles. There have been greater awareness about the citizens about the effect of carbon dioxide in today's society. So most of the educated men are focusing on electric vehicles, which are less pollution and less cost for consuming. The world leaders are trying to reduce the carbon dioxide emission by half by 2030. These are the four reasons which are support to the push for the electric vehicles. Next we move on. How does electric vehicle work? Electric cars can work by replacing an combustion engine with the electric motor. Electric motors are propelled by the electric battery. The electric battery is charged by plugging into the charge point while taking electricity from the grid. They store the electricity in the rechargeable batteries. The power that powers an electric motor which turns the wheel. The electric cars accelerates faster than the vehicles with traditional fuel engines, so they are lighter to drive. The advantages of electric vehicles are no emission. As the electricity is used for the propulsion of the electric motors, there is no emission of the poisonous gas, which adds up to the conservation of our environment. Since electricity is a renewable source, it is easily available so that we can use it instead of the traditional non-renewable fossil fuels. The electricity is mostly popular among citizens, so everybody is pressurized to buy electric vehicles. Since electric devices are safe to drive, since the structural stability of the electric vehicles are more than the traditional fossil fuel vehicles, there is a chance for burning in the traditional fossil fuels due to the fossil fuels as they are mostly volatile, while the electric vehicles, while they met in an accident, the entire power supply gets breakdown and and the chance of taking fire is very less. Since the another important advantage of electric vehicles are it is cost effective. The cost for running per mile is far lower than running an ordinary fossil fuel vehicle. Another important factor is that since there is less working mechanical some moving substance in electric vehicles, there is very less maintenance. Electric vehicles are low noise producing vehicles. The important arguments against electric vehicles are very much expensive at the initial time of buying. See, another important factor is that the electric bill goes very much high. Another important factor is that there is no large amount or variety of electric cars available in nowadays. Another important factor is that some of the proposed electric vehicle technology is not realistic. The power stations are not easily available and they are only in the development stage. There is a chance for frequent changing of batteries since the battery get worn out easily. Another important factors against electric cars is that electric cars require long time charging. These are the main reasons and the arguments against electric vehicles. Next, we move on the incentives for buying an electric vehicle. The government of India is supporting citizens for buying electric vehicles. They are giving subsidy for 1,50,000 for electric cars and 30,000 for electric bikes. Since it uses electricity as a source for the propulsion of electric motors, it saves gas money or the fuel money. Another important factor is that no time will be lost at the gas station for filling the fuel. Since the electric since the electric vehicle is cost effective, citizens are more attracted towards it since it less fuel cost. And next we move on the future of the electric vehicles. Electric cars could give power back to the grids. About 5 million electric cars will be on road by 2025. Since the electric power stations are building now at a fast rate, citizens are focused towards buying electric vehicles. There are a large amount of incentives to promote zero-emission vehicles. Currently, work to create more efficient and lighter batteries are being done by scientists for creating a better and efficient electric vehicles. There are also researches being done for creating fuel cells, that is battery, which is lighter, smaller and faster. Now, at last, we move on the conclusion. With the rise of the electric vehicles, we come to the following facts that the number of expecting vehicles doubling in the near future. The need for this is the main factor for the alternating energy as the fossil fuels are depleting at a faster rate. Important to produce electric vehicles that do less, have longer range and lose electric energy. Since the electric vehicles emits low toxic substances, it reduces the localized greenhouse effect. Overall efficiency of the cars is very high in the case of electric vehicles. With the advancement of in the technology, a large number of researchers is bound to create more efficient electric vehicles. Th- Thank you. Thanks friends for listening to this presentation. Hope you have understand this presentation about the electric vehicles. Thank you.